Hi guys, so I gave this carrot cake a try for my 1 year anniversary because it's actually one of the only cakes that my husband likes, and I'm pretty proud at how it turned out. It was so moist, so delicious, and literally was gone in a day. And I'm just doing a few close-ups for you guys because I don't know, it just looks literally ball. I'm so proud of myself. Now it all started with my sister rearranging my whole setup because she said it was so messy, so there you go guys. And then I started off with 10 grams of plain flour into a sieve, 1.5 teaspoons I would say of cinnamon, then I did half a teaspoon of baking soda and 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder just to give it a nice rise. So just want to sieve that all through. I find this part really satisfying, I don't know why. Next up, I'm just going to mix that all up and make sure it's evenly distributed. And here I grounded up some walnuts to add to the mixture. You want to make sure it's finely grounded. I use my smoothie maker to do this. And just give this a good mix. Now the recipe I use, which is by Cupcake Gemma of course, will be linked in the info box. Her recipes are so good, honestly. Now I'm going to go into the wet ingredients. I'm using 3 eggs, well not completely wet, what am I talking about? And then some caster sugar. I use 240 grams of caster sugar guys, and I'm just going to use 225 ml of vegetable oil and slowly add that in, just mixing this well with my electric whisk. Now I did halve the recipe guys because I'm not going to bake a cake for a shop, right? So halving the recipe was also a lot, so yeah, you can do this too guys. We'll make the whole cake if it's for a special occasion. So now I added my finely grated carrots, quickly mixed that in, and now I'm adding my flour mixture. And I just halved it so that it doesn't go everywhere. Now the mixture looks quite different to what I've ever worked with, but trust the process guys, trust the process. And I try not to mix it too much with my whisk to like remove all the air. And I'm just using my spatula to kind of make sure that it's all evenly distributed, because sometimes flour stays at the bottom or some of the mixture stays at the bottom, and it should look like something like this. So now I'm buttering and flouring my cake pans, which actually didn't work in the end. I usually always do this, but with this mixture you have to put baking paper at the bottom and then it just slips right out. So when I've made this the second time, because everyone loved it that much, it worked better like that. And I'm just evenly distributing it between the 2 cake pans. These are 8-inch cake pans, and I'm using these things on the side so it's nice and moist on the edges. Got these from Amazon, and I'm going to put this in the oven for 25 minutes at 175 degrees Celsius. Now onto the cheese frosting. I'm going to use some butter here, and it was hard to get to room temperature because it's quite cold at the moment, but you want to whisk your butter until it looks like something like quite pale and fluffy, I would say, something like this. So as you can see, it's not as yellow. Then I'm going to use some Philadelphia cream cheese, which is obviously the star of cream cheese frosting, and I'm going to quickly whisk this, scrape the edges to make sure everything's getting into the mixture, give it another quick mix. And you don't have to do this for long, to be honest. Now I'm going to put my bowl on the scale and measure around 500 grams of icing sugar. So I do it in 2, so I'm doing 250 here roughly, and then you want to mix this on low. You're bound to get it everywhere. I mean, it's just inevitable with icing sugar. I literally feel like I'm breathing the icing sugar right now. And then mix it, and then do another 250 grams of it. And yeah, it just becomes really nice and thick, and I'm quite proud of my cheese frosting because last time I tried to do this, it was a major flop on my red velvet cake. So as you can see, my cake didn't come out that well, but you know, I worked with it still, and I'm just putting it on my cake spinning table that I got on Amazon. I'll try and link everything in the info box guys. And I'm going to put some icing in between. Now you just want to be careful, especially if you've got like broken pieces like me, but the icing sugar helps to keep it, like glue it all together. I thought I'd keep all the icing sugar footage in here because I don't know about you guys, but I find it so satisfying in cake videos. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button guys. It really helps your girl out, and also give this video a thumbs up so more people can see this recipe and try it at home. So this was a bit of a flop, but I got there in the end. Ugh. Oh my god. I never said I was a professional, I never said that guys. So I'm just pushing it all together, and again using the icing to help hold it all together basically. So here I'm just going to do like a sandwich kind of like frosting layer just to lock in all the crumbs. I then put this into the fridge to chill for around 30 minutes, and now we can do a full nice layer of the icing. And I did a nice thick layer. I didn't want it to look neat, I wanted it to look like homemade, you know, so just rough around the edges kind of thing. And I also grinded up some more walnuts, and I kind of pushed this onto the edge. But yeah, if I didn't do the crumb coat, I would have had crumbs everywhere, so it's important to do that first layer with this cake. And here I'm just pushing in the walnuts. I just added a bit of decorations, and my husband actually loved the edges, like with the walnuts. It's so weird. I never eat the edges of a cake. I don't know if anyone else does that. I just eat the middle part and leave the edge. It's so bad.